I'm MrMoogle, the CTA Google, and today is day 3 of my new alt account. Before we get started though, I wanted to show you what I was talking about with the library. So if you open up my beginner's guide, you can click on the left will be the table of contents, and you just scroll down to the library. And for the red orbs, I have this chart, and on the left is the region points and on the top is the maximum points. And so say you have 5 points, then you can either do 5-0, 4-1, 3-2, 2-3, 1-4, or 0-5, right? So there's a diagonal of your choices. And so in general, you want as much region as you can get, but you also don't want to cap. So again, using this 5-point example, if you sleep for say 9 hours, you would cap at 7.5 hours if you went 5-0, or 8.5 at 4-0 or 4-1. So if you sleep for 9 hours, then you really want to do 3-2, and that'll get you 9.5 hours without capping. I actually have some health issues, so I sleep somewhere between 9 and 10 hours. So I would probably do 2-3 in this case. Most people sleep less than that, so 5-0 may be okay for certain people, right? Just kind of depends on how much you sleep and how long you go without playing the game. So if you work for 10 hours straight but only sleep 6 hours, well, it's the 10 hours of working straight would be the driver. It's the longest period you go without playing the game. So now that I've explained that, we'll jump into the game. So I've made it to player level 17, and I'll go ahead and show you what my library looks like. We got 4 levels in the prison bonus, level 4 game speed. We'll get a skip stage artifact later on, so this isn't very important. And it's only 1.5%. It's a very small chance compared to game speed. I do go offline, so I've been focusing on offline progression. Dungeon tickets, or you want to cap this out before you get to dungeon rewards. You get this to level 7, and that'll cap that out. You can also get dungeon tickets from the guild library, and I'll go through my guild library also real quick after this. So I guess I'm 3-1 because I'm only up to 4 total points, but this gets me close to how much time I sleep. And then I'm trying to get this to level 3 so I can get plus 9 slots, and then I'll start going into expedition rewards. So that's where I am on the library. I'll go ahead and show you my guild's library. So Slayer is not very important early on. Really the only thing that's important is dungeon tickets, and we have those maxed out at level 10, and for every dungeon ticket you basically get an extra free dungeon attack every day, so that gets you more medals every day. So this is basically 10 more medals every day, so that's really good. We've also got a fair amount in expedition rewards, which is going to be very helpful, especially early on when we can't get, when it's going to take some time to get some of the event artifacts. So the other thing we'll talk about real quick is Guild Wars has started just now. I need to set up my defenses, and as I am the weakest person in my guild, I am going to go pick the least important fort, and for us that's going to be rogue. So I'll come over here. Oh yeah, one of the other guys made an alt also. So actually the castle is more important, so I'm going to put my quote-unquote good heroes here real quick, since I don't have many of those. And it looks like it's limiting me to the number of arena heroes I have, so we'll do 5 of these. It doesn't really matter. There we go. So there's my quote-unquote good team. And here's my quote-unquote bad team. Luca's getting a buff, a slight buff, so we'll go ahead and use him. I hate using Merlinus, but you know, when you only have 15 heroes or however many I have, you do what you gotta do. Thank you. Keep talking. And then some people may get extra attacks or defends. So luckily, I am not one of those people. So. Let's see, what else? Okay, so the Easter event has been going on. I've been tapping the Easter eggs, the Easter baskets, and I've gotten a total of 766 Easter coins, or whatever kind of coins these are, event coins. And that'll give us 5 chests. And here are the odds. So each chest rolls 2 of these, and you can get duplicates, so you could get twice the number of either of these, or you can get, you know, one here and one here. And so this is Red, the newest hero, and for these 3 heroes you get 10 medals per. So Red, Trickster, Bun Gun, and then these will increase. These are consumables that last, I think, 30 minutes, and they will buff that element. So this is a earth, fire, water, dark, light. But what I'm really interested in is the heroes, and I really want to get Trickster, and that's 5% chance. So that means on average I need 20 rolls, which means 10 chests open on average. May take more, it may take less. My main has already gotten him twice in about 6 chests, so he's gotten lucky, and my main already has him max, so he didn't need him. So now that I need him, it's gonna be it's probably gonna take some time. But I do want to unlock all 3 of these heroes, so hopefully we'll get lucky and unlock some of these heroes. There's Bun Gun and the Light Egg. Yeah, so it's attack, HP, and defense times 1.3. These multipliers don't usually affect team buffs, but it's runes and base. Light Egg, Earth Egg. Alright, Red. So we got 2 of the 3 heroes. And I must have gotten double him. So, yeah, look, so 10 would have gotten him 1 star, and so an extra 10 for a total of 20 would have gotten up to 10 to the next star. So that's why it only showed him once, and I'm going to go ahead and stash these guys. Got a couple more chests open. There's another Bun Gun. And another Bun Gun. That's fine. Still want to get Trickster, but we'll wait for that. Speaking of the Easter chests, or Easter baskets, so I've already added in the Earth hero, and I've already gotten Voodoo Dagger, who's the fastest Earth hero, except Pinky, who won't be around until Lunar New Year of next year. But so I'll just be using Voodoo Dagger for a while, which means my max stage. I've already passed stage 600, which is basically, you know, Looker can get you to 700, but you need somebody like Voodoo Dagger to get you to clear 700. Let's see what other chests I have. I did win the novice tournament, and I won it pretty handedly. And so I got 150 flues, which is great, and I got the Epic Hero chest. We're going to open that right now. Natura, and Onyx. So Onyx is a really good hero. Really excited to have her. I got a magic medal from a guild quest that I just finished. I will be using this on Skeleton Giant once I get Skeleton Giant. I don't think I have him yet. Not completely unlocked. So we'll be saving that for him. Might as well use the silver chest. Got Spike. He's fine, but so early on there are really four main heroes you can choose for. Skeleton Giant, who I think is the best starter common. There's Spike, there's No Earth, there's Vulcan Hammer, and there's Bugunot Giant, BG. And all four of these heroes have a fair amount of health, and their SP2s, their second skills, all have pretty good AoE, 350 AoE. So this makes it so that either of these four heroes can take a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage to a lot of people. The reason why I am going Skeleton Giant is Dark is the best element, and this way I will be leveling up other heroes that get dark buffs. So for example, Monkey Mortar's team buffs all dark attack. So I'll be able to use is it him? It is a him. I'll be using him with you know, some of the other dark heroes, and they'll all synergize or all buff each other. So that's the plan at the beginning. Then we'll move on to Gladiator. And Gladiator is pretty much the best, well, not pretty much. Gladiator is the best tank from out of the rare heroes. And some people will even go straight to Gladiator because he's basically will be used for the rest of your time playing the game. Where Skeleton Giant is great for the first year and a half or so, and then you'll probably end up pacifying him and using somebody else. But I think that's perfectly acceptable. You know, pacifying, it takes 300 flues to pacify somebody, and if you're going to use him for a year and a half and he's going to help you progress faster early on, I think that's a good strategy. But those are the two, well, you know, out of the four, there's, you know, the four commons is one strategy, one of the four commons, only do one of them. And then Gladiator is going straight to Gladiator is the other strategy. I think the common strategy is going to be slightly better, but you could totally do the Gladiator strategy if you wanted. The other thing we got is I got a Valken rune chest out of the expeditions, and this one, oh, and that's the other thing, is I rolled both the Ranger and the Barbarian expeditions today. I'm still waiting on the dark, and in 3 minutes we'll refresh that and hope for dark. So there's no way I'm going to complete this, so I'm just going to throw a single hero in there, and you'll get 50% for just having a single hero, no matter what score you're getting, and the remaining 50% is based off this ratio. So if you get 47,000, then you'll get to 100%, and if you get 22,000, 24,000, then you'll get 75%, which is halfway between 50 and 100. So that's kind of how that works. When you complete 5 expeditions, you'll get a rare expedition, which is how I got that rune chest. And today we got lucky. Luca was our medal Eldorado, so we're going to get another magic medal, and it looks like we're going to get all 2,000 dust because we capped that out, so that's great. But let's stash all these heroes. Oh, I want him. Natura is one of the worst rares in the game, so not very excited about that. But you know, I'm trying to get everybody, so it's fine. Not many people use. So these are fire. We'll get us fire runes. Not many people use fire runes, especially not early on. We'll use some for spark, but that's months away. So these are just going to be, you know, informational. Ignite. That's burn chance. Another one, and a third one, and this one's 3 stars. Anyways, we're not going to use those anytime soon. So I was reminded today, so generally fortune chests are not very good, but in about 6 weeks there's going to be a very, very good fortune chest. It'll have skeleton giant, it'll have gladiator, the second rare is random, and then it'll have scud. And this is like the perfect beginner fortune chest. So in 6 weeks we're going to probably cap skeleton giant out with this fortune chest. This one is not very useful. We will be eventually buying a fortune chest to unlock Tesla and one to unlock Hikari, because that's the only way to get those 2 heroes. But that's going to be down the line, and that's just to unlock them, just so that we get can use them for the Metal Eldorado. Alright, so I can refresh this now. I guess it's been 3 minutes. Hey, and we got dark, so now we are perfectly set up. I'm going to stick with these 3 expeditions for months, because there's going to be so many dark heroes that I'm going to want. I want to do that. I'm going to pretty much max out skeleton giant, and that's going to take a long time. And then after skeleton giant, there's going to be gladiator, and this will be definitely useful for dark hunter. So this will probably be the first I reset, but that is way down the road. So super happy I got all 3 pretty quickly. Normally this will take like a week to get, so it really only took me, a day and a half or so. So we still have Crusades and Arena to talk to. Let's go ahead and do Arena. So we moved up to Bronze 3, which we were down here, so we jumped 3 levels, so that's really good. and we should at least get to silver this week, and then hopefully gold the next week. But this will get us more star shards, which are very important. We may not beat anybody here, since we don't have very many heroes, and we don't have very many good heroes. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot. Let's go ahead and no. Let's go ahead and evolve Bun Gun. So Bun Gun does a blind, but it's only worth her second skill, so it doesn't happen very often. So I'm probably not going to use that. Since maybe if she was 3 stars, but I guess we'll go like this. So it looks like we're going to lose this pretty quickly. Ooh, this might be somebody we can beat. Alright, this is going to be close. This is going to be close. Let's see. Yeah. Nope, we got through their front line first. If chaos lasts a little bit longer, we've got this. We've got this. Alright. We gotta win. So they have a couple people who aren't buffed. We're probably gonna lose this, but we might as well try. Chaos is a pretty good hero. It's just that he's not a great hero, and there's not a lot of he doesn't have a whole lot of support. Dark Hunter is pretty good, but Dark Hunter is really good because of his buff. He can do damage too, but without his buff. Alright, we can beat this guy. Yep, definitely can beat this guy. Let's see. So we've got a couple resets. I'm not sure when we want to use them. We can go ahead and use one right now, because I don't think we'll be able to beat this guy. He's close though. Alright, so this one's a little bit closer. Well, we may not beat him either. Let's yeah, so we don't have any dark materials, so I can't even awaken chaos. Actually, if anybody, I would want to awaken Dark Hunter, who doesn't have any either. Dark Hunter I plan on using forever, whereas Chaos is only going to be used for this week probably. Although he can be used later on, but let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's come back in an hour, because this expedition will be done in an hour. So let's go ahead and go to Crusade. Actually, you know what? I am just gonna pause this and come back in an hour and we'll show you the rest of Arena and the rest of Crusades. So, see you in an hour. Well, I'm back. It's been an hour or more and I've already collected my dark gems. We have 12 of them, which is enough to awaken one hero once. So Chaos would probably be the best hero to awaken right now, but Dark Hunter is going to be better in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and awaken him. Speaking of which, it's really good to already have a plan about who you want to awaken, because awakening bad heroes actually makes certain parts of the game harder, such as Blitz and to a lesser extent Guild Wars. But in Blitz you really want to only awaken your good heroes. Any other heroes you awaken will make it harder to get the best rewards. And speaking of a plan, if we go to, again, my beginner's guide, and this isn't my beginner's guide, this is my beginner's guide. If you search for meta, there will be a link to my arena meta guide. And this is how I think the best way to progress primarily with awakens and weapon levels. So we're here in the first week, and so you're going to spend your magic medals on Skeleton Giant. We're going to request Skeleton Giant and Scud. Assuming we have them, we may not have them by the end of the week. We did get Onyx, so if we don't have Scud, I'll be requesting Onyx. But Valkyrie or Alda are acceptable also. And then they'll tell you what to do the second week. And then I broke in early platinum, middle platinum, platinum with 7-star Skeleton Giant, late platinum, adding Glad, getting, in our case, Dark Hunter to 7-star. DB to 7-star was the old meta. That was, well, it's almost faded out by now, but it started fading out as soon as Seraph came out, because Seraph became is quite good to use. And Seraph's Crusher Chest made it so that Dark Hunter is much easier to get to 7 stars now than he was even before. So anyways, here's a plan, and it's a pretty good plan. You know, people might choose certain, slight differences, but I think this is a really good good plan on how to build up your team. So we'll go back and finally awaken Dark Hunter. And so this awaken is going to increase his 3 primary stats by 50%. So we'll add 240 to this, so that'll be 720 and 1800 health. So the damage is the primary benefit. And then we're going to go ahead and also look at his weapon. We can't upgrade it yet, but we do have 1 rune slot. And we're going to look at stats. So we need, pretty much attack is the only thing that's going to benefit us. So we may as well add this rune that will give us 6% more attack. It's not a whole lot, but it is something. You can remove 1-star and 2-star runes for free, so we can bind this and then unbind it, and there's no cost to it. So you really early on, just throw 1-star and 2-star on there. It's no issue. We can't use 3-star because we don't have the weapon levels anyways, so everything is free. So we now have 6% attack. So we got a little bit stronger. So maybe now we should be able to beat this team. Even though we have slightly less power, there's a decent chance we can win this one. And there we go. We've got it won. And so we've primarily been picking this top group, which is worth 100 trophies. The next group would be worth 200, and the third group is 300. 46, we might be able to beat 4,600. Let's look at their team. So Dark Hunter's actually pretty bad. They've got a lot of pretty bad heroes, so I think we can make it. We can beat this team. Let's go ahead and try it out. It's looking pretty good. There we go. So that's arena. We now have 120 arena coins, and since we've already unlocked Dark Hunter, I really want to get Monkey King because he has a very, very good second skill. It's not really apparent here, but it does AoE, which is apparent, but what's kind of hidden is he has a stun ability, and Lancers have a 30% chance to stun with each attack. And his AoE actually attacks 7 times, so there's a very high chance that it's gonna stun everybody that it hits. So everybody in the front is gonna get hit with this, and if you increase his AoE, then he can even hit the back line, and you can increase his AoE with runes. So we're gonna try to get that. I'm not sure if this actually unlocks him. By that I mean if we did daily dungeons, would we get him or not? If I start getting him in daily dungeons, then I'll go ahead and switch back to Dark Hunter, or switch to Dark Hunter. Since Dark Hunter is very easy to get to 7-star now, some people go ahead and just start with Monkey King, but I want to get Dark Hunter to 7 stars even quicker than that, so I'm going to go ahead and focus on Dark Hunter with my arena coins, and then once he's 7-star, then I'll move over to Monkey King and then do Luca last. We'll do Crusades shortly. I'm going to go ahead and show you, I did unlock a couple more slots, I guess. This reduce village production duration is pretty useful. When pretty much everything in this game, when it reduces or debuffs, it's dividing. So it's 1 divided by 1 plus 28% or 0.28. So if you reduce the village duration by 100%, it's not instant. It's only cutting the time in half. Likewise, if you're reducing health by 100%, that's not reducing it to 0%, it's cutting it in half. I also got this one because it has increased village production, and this actually adds with our revenue buff, and so we already have 600% revenue buff. This really hasn't been very useful. I'll probably sell that once I roll something that's useful. So we were going to do Crusades. So we made it out of World 1, or sorry, Level 1 last time. So let's try to get out of Level 2. So I think I'm going to try to hit this chest and then hit this chest. Last time we couldn't beat the bosses. I don't expect to be able to beat the bosses. Nothing's really changed. We haven't really gotten very much stronger, so this is going to be even harder than what the last one was. So we've awakened Dark Hunter, so definitely want to use him. Chaos is going to be our frontline tank. Robin Hood would do good damage to water. Ventura, not going to be great, but she'll have the advantage also. And I think I want to go ahead and add Seraph. So we should win this pretty easily. So I mentioned this the last time, but Earth does 4 times as much damage to water, and they receive half as much damage from water. So they have this huge benefit against the water team. So we're gonna exploit those advantages. So we only there's Fire Monk that's, I think he's our only 3-star. So I think we're just gonna go with ranged attack in general. I think that's gonna be the best. Let's see what our options are. So Tesla's a great hero, but she relies heavily on her team buff, which starts at 4 stars, so I'm not going to use her. Thorn is quite good because of his AoE second skill, and I think I'm leaning towards him. Valkyrie doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Later on, her team buff increases crit damage, which is quite good. But early on, she has freeze, which does add some crowd control. But I think I'm gonna go with Thorn because her AoE is quite good. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna get rid of Natura and put in Thorn. So light does double damage to dark and dark does double damage to light. So I'm gonna stick with this because I don't really have another tanky hero that's 3 stars. So Chaos may get injured a little bit here. Of course, he's going to do massive amounts of damage too, so. So the last time we won because we got an artifact that regenerated health, and it looks like we're getting one this time too. So last time we had 20%, this time's 10%, but this is gonna, I think this is gonna let us beat all 3 worlds, just that one artifact. We also are going to get hopefully some other artifacts too, but I think that one artifact is going to be enough. So I'm debating whether to put Natura in for Chaos. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. These two are gonna do some. They're gonna get the elemental buffs and do a whole lot of damage. Man, Chaos is slow. Thorn almost passed him up. Maybe I do need a second front line just so that does not happen. Yeah, well, on Grace Earth, they're doing good damage. Let's see who else we can get. So Gruvine is more for PvE. Jasmine, I've only ever used her for her buff, and she's not very good. Rufus can do some decent single target damage, but it's not great. I primarily use him for his crit damage buff. And Siegfried is okay. So in Arena, he's pretty bad because there's a lot of dark damage. But here, since the damage is kind of evenly spread out, this will give us a little bit more versatility. So I think I'm going to go with Siegfried. I also am a little biased towards Siegfried. So again, this team would do a whole lot of damage to Siegfried. So let's go with this team. Now I will sub out Robin Hood for Siegfried, and now I have 2 tanks, which means my back line won't be able to outrun my front line. And that means now that we have Siegfried, somebody else is going to take damage, so hopefully Chaos will be able to heal up a little bit. And there you go. Let's see. This would affect Thorn, or that would affect Siegfried. We don't have anybody in water right now. Let's go with Siegfried, I guess. So there's a couple dark, but they're probably not going to do too much damage to Siegfried, so we should be okay here. Siegfried has a quite a good AoE, and that's how I built my Siegfried back before I pacified him. And he would hit the crystal from midway. So everybody likes damage. So let's give everybody some damage. That looks like a really easy team. Hopefully Chaos will be up front, and then that'll give. Well, let's heal some Siegfried a little bit. Although Siegfried got in front too. Chaos is just too slow. We'll ignore enemy defense. None of those were very good. Let's see. I want to go with this team. Man, Siegfried's already... I don't really have another tank. I mean, I could use Wolfie, but he's 2 stars, so he's probably gonna die. Let's sacrifice Wolfie, I guess. We need another mercenary group, and there aren't any until the next world, so we're just gonna have to make do. So the way Crusades work is if you lose in the first world, you go back 2 levels. 2 levels? 3 levels. If you lose in the second world, you go back 2 levels. If you lose in the third world, you go back 1 level. And then if you win in the third world, you go up 1 level. We can only go back 1 level because we're on level 2. So there is absolutely no benefit of stopping right now. We're gonna just... There's basically no benefit for us to stop ever, so we're gonna just push as hard as we can go. So there's a lot of fire team, so we're gonna go use Luca for the elemental advantage. He's probably gonna die also, that's okay. We have more heroes to sacrifice for Crusades. Alright, so both of these are quite good, but since we're already losing heroes, I need more health. So let's regenerate more health. So now we'll regenerate 30% health for after every battle. Alright, so trying to plan this out. This doesn't do us any good. So to get this guy, we'd be going that way and regenerating one guy. Or we could go this way and heal. So I'm going to try to get here, and then we're going to try to make more decisions. So this one's got a little bit less power. We'll go this way. We'll sacrifice Furiosa. Since she's fire, she's got the advantage against Earth. So Petunia is frogifying my Thorn, which is it's not what I want. I want Thorn to be doing all this poison damage to everybody. There we go. So this will increase damage by 10% or health of our frontline heroes by 20%. AoE probably wouldn't affect anybody. It would affect Chaos a little bit and Siegfried, but we're not really using Siegfried anymore because he's almost dead. So one of these two. Let's go with damage. All right, so I want here so I can make decisions. Let's see. Let's use Fire Monk to do more damage against these guys. He got up there, but he didn't quite pass him. I think he passed him for a little bit, but he didn't end up past. Whoops. I right-clicked. Alright, got back there. So, poison chance doesn't really affect anybody. Thorn has 100% chance on her SP2, or on her second skill, so this doesn't really help. None of these really help. I'm going to go with AoE because that'll help Chaos a little bit, I guess. It's a rare, so I don't know. Alright, let's see what's here. So, I really want Vlad, because Vlad will start healing us during the fight, instead of having to wait till the fight's over. So let's get Vlad. I don't think we'll be able to beat this. Water heroes. What do we have water? We have Mizzou water. So that's not going to be enough. I don't think that's going to be enough. We have some other... Ranger gets 300%. And Barbarian gets 200%. We don't take damage during bosses right now, so we'll try it. Why not? And it's close. Hey, we beat him. So let's give some chaos a little bit more life. Alright. So Gold Knight overall is not a very good character. But here again, because there's not a lot of dark damage, he might be okay. Misty does a whole lot of damage. She's got an AoE. Kasai can do damage. I don't think they'll do damage here. So now that we have Vlad, I think I want to use Misty and try to push over these guys, these teams. Definitely want Dark Hunter, Vlad. I want both of these. We're gonna try to heal Siegfried up. It's a little risky, so if Siegfried dies, the rest of my team could die. But I think this is gonna work. So Vlad's heal is not that great at 3 stars, but we're gonna go with this anyway. The other great thing about Siegfried is he's a little bit faster than Chaos, and Vlad's healing him up a little bit, so we're doing okay. So Vlad's heal is based off his damage, so if he crits, he can heal a whole lot. We're not using any water heroes, so none of this helps. We're gonna go with freeze chance in case we get a mercenary like Frost Queen or Demeter or somebody like that. So Monkey King has a great stun, but that requires his second skill. Zac has a decent stun, but it's a lot better than Namita and Fun Gun, so I'm going with this other team. And we've got everybody healed up, so we're looking pretty good. There we go. And the defense isn't really helping anybody, even on Siegfried, so even though we're not using any fire heroes right now, we went with fire. So Spark, his second still's taking out our Earth back line, but we managed. So crit damage is great, but you need precise runes to really benefit from that. I'm having trouble keeping people behind Siegfried, so I think this would help push Siegfried a little bit in front of everybody else. Alright, let's bump up the health of our back line. Kind of tempted to throw in a Natura because she's Earth. Let's do that. And this way backline stays in the back. There we go. So we're not really using knights for Knight Shield. This is quite good. It would be better if we had more heroes. And this is great for everybody. Whether they're getting the elemental bonus or not. So let's go with this one. And so the World 3 is where everything's worth the most. So I don't necessarily want chests unless I'm starting to struggle. Let's avoid that crowd control. And go back to Dark Hunter. That'll work. This spark was only 1 star, so he won't be doing his attack that was hurting me before. We're gonna go ahead and grab crit damage. Vlad's keeping me alive. So this is risky because if the second person who spawns gets it, he's gonna outrun Siegfried, and he's gonna die. So I think I'm just gonna go with the light bonuses. Yeah, so Ice Cube's pretty good, but I think I want the coins. I say that, and then this team is gonna have a lot of freeze, or not a whole lot freeze, but some freeze. We're gonna swap Natura in back for because of the water damage. She can tank a lot of it, and also deal damage to it. Let's go with dodge rate. It's always good in Crusades. So now a bunch of dark is gonna do decent damage against my Siegfried. So hopefully we're really relying on Vlad to heal me. And he's doing a good job. So this is working out. Health of my tank. That's gonna be good. So since my tank's doing well, I'm gonna go for some diversity and get some fire. Merry Monkey is more of a support class who buffs everybody else. We're gonna try this one since Mary's gonna buff people, and we have a bunch of earth to do extra damage. So Mary buffs 3 people, excluding himself, so 3 out of the 4 will get a buff. There's an attack speed, attack damage, and then a dodge buff. So 2/3 of the buffs on average are going to be good. You know, you could give 3 people attack speed if that's how it rolled though. So this is by far the best artifact, but it gets buffs every time you get a new artifact. So we're really late into the Crusade, so we're not going to get a whole lot of buffs. So I'm going to go with crit rate and crit damage. Yeah, because we would only get 1, 2, 3 buffs before the end, the final fight. So that doesn't seem very worthwhile. Alright, so this is my team. I was adding Dark Hunter. Yeah, so I was tempted to use Mary, but Dark Hunter's going to do double damage to light. So I think this will be better. And it was. And stun chance, I guess. The great thing about going against light is Vlad will be doing double damage, which means double heals against them. So these are basically where I could gain health if I needed health. This is one of the best artifacts because now I don't have to worry about them doing double damage or quadruple damage to me. I just get the bonus of doing extra damage to them. So their Dark Hunter's doing less damage to me than he would be before. So he was doing... Oh, I don't remember how that works. Yeah, so he was doing 2x, and then now he'd be doing 2 over 1.5, whatever that is. It looks like we're gonna make it through. But I really relied on the healing artifacts and Vlad. I'm gonna need to gain quite a bit of strength before we make it through level 3. But we did get enough to unlock Shelley. And Shelley is a very, very good hero. By far the best of these 3. Kind of tempted to unlock the others, but we'll wait on that. We'll just hold on to our coins for now. We may also start looking for dark gems or barbarian relics just to speed that up a little bit. So I think that is it for today. Come back tomorrow for the next video. See you then.